Hey, how's it going, fandom? Alright, so today I'm going to be talking about a series that I really enjoyed. This thing came out in about 2010, 2011, around that ballpark. And I am speaking of Joe the Barbarian. Joe the Barbarian. Joe the Barbarian is written by Grant Morrison and it is drawn by Sean Murphy. Right off the bat, I should tell you what you're getting. You're probably going to get something really great. A little bit of background, Grant Morrison, he's done X-Men. The guy's been in the industry for like 20, 30 plus years. He's done it all basically, but he's not for everybody. He's a very trippy and heady writer. I've reviewed some of his stuff earlier on my channel as well. Sean Murphy. Sean Murphy is I wouldn't say he's a relative newcomer. He's been in the industry for a few years, but he just hasn't had that project where he's blown up yet. The Wake seems to be that, what he's doing right now with Scott Snyder, The Wake. It's really seemed to kind of shoot him off into bigger and better projects, which is good because the guy can draw. The guy can draw amazingly well. He's also done things with Snyder like American Vampire. He did Punk Rock Jesus, which was also, I believe, nominated for an Eisner series as well. So he's done his fair share of work, and his art is gorgeous. Joe the Barbarian basically tells the story of Joe Manson. Joe Manson, not the best name for a kid, but hey. Joe Manson, he's basically your typical, he's a very nerdy kid and things like that. He loves superhero comics and things, and he just recently lost his father. I'm not going to get into what happened to his father because that's kind of a big point in the series, but he just recently lost him, and he's very depressed and he's very sad, and he gets picked on a lot in school and things like that. It's kind of the underdog story. And what happens is that he's diabetic, and he needs to regularly take his insulin shots or he starts hallucinating. And that's part of the story. What happens is that Joe eventually, one night when his mom drops him off at home, there's a thunderstorm going on. His mom is a nurse and she's working overnight at a hospital. The power goes out in his house and Joe loses his insulin shot. Since he loses his insulin shot, he starts hallucinating inside of his house. And basically, what you're going to notice is that if you pay attention to the first opening pages, you're going to start noticing Sean Murphy details the house insanely so much because that plays a part inside of the story. So pay attention to the first few pages because all that stuff comes back together. Basically, he starts hallucinating that all the things in this house that he lives in is part of a kingdom. He started to see this fantasy world all around him. For example, his pet rat becomes this badass warrior, but I love his rat. It's awesome. And you're going to see a lot of DC characters that are toys in the backgrounds, like you're going to see Batman and things like that. And basically he is tasked, since he starts hallucinating, and it's up to you really to interpret if it's really going on or if it's all in his head. He's tasked with fighting this guy named King Death. And his main goal is to restore the light into the kingdom. He is prophesized as the dying boy, the boy who is dying, but he is destined to bring light into the kingdom. All of this is going on in his head. Meanwhile, in the real world where he's living, he's hallucinating all this. Remember, he's just basically trying to get downstairs to the fridge to get some orange juice or some sugar into his system to stop himself from pretty much going into a diabetic coma. It's amazing. I love this series. Back when it was coming out, Sean Murphy and Grant Morrison, there were a few delays on it, mostly on Grant Morrison's part. If you listen to interviews and things like that, Morrison would tell Sean Murphy to do some things at the last minute. Sean Murphy didn't like to really work like that, so there were some issues there. But definitely pick this up. The art is fantastic. If you know anything about Sean Murphy's art, it's great stuff. You can see his pet rat right there. He's kind of a badass sword-wielding warrior. This is the deluxe edition hardcover, and it comes with some sketches, some things like that, some panel layouts. This is the edition I know that is sold out, and I've actually had some people comment saying, wow, how did you get that? I really wish I picked it up. You can pick up the paperback version. The hardcover is also sold out, but they're cheaper. This deluxe edition will probably run you around $50 last time I checked. Maybe around there. The paperback will probably run you around $15-20. So pick that up. Definitely recommend you check this out. It's a beautifully done series, and it was nominated for Best Limited Series. So, comment, subscribe, let me know what you think. Bye.